Welcome every pony to Knowing Equestria. Here, I will tell you everything I have learned through years and years and years of being stuck in the great, amazing Canterlot Library. Now, I know many amazing ponies have somewhat told you our fine history, but some parts have been missed due to Celestia keeping things quiet, so allow me to clarify some things. First, we will start off with the era before Equestria, so let's call this era BE. Now this era starts the farthest that we can go back to where the land was inhabited by strange creatures called dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are creatures who are 10 times bigger than the average pony, but all in all seem to be gentle creatures. Now how the dinosaurs were wiped out isn't particularly known, so let's move on to lost civilizations, like Egypt. Located deep within the desert, not much is known except for they were particularly fond of their triangular-shaped buildings. Now, while most civilization history is lost, thanks to a certain daring pony, we get a small look into some, like the Tenochtitlan Basin, which was under the rule of Empress Quetzalcoatl, which is located in a remote jungle. Another contribution from that pony is the mention of the lost temple of Chicomostoc, and other than a map, not much can be said of this temple. Long before Equestria was developed, zebras were the natives, and under the rule of an alicorn zebra known as Queen Parabola, they were at peace. But what exactly happened is unclear, but there has been talk of a feud with the manticores that wiped some of them out, forcing a retreat deep within the ever-free forest. Now, before we talk about an empire we all know, let's travel to a bog somewhere deep in the forest. An evil force is born. After being rejected by a squirrel and falling into a mysterious slimy sludge lake, a rotten acorn bonds with the skull of a unicorn and begins forming a big, rotten tree, and in that tree is a being of pure and great evil. While trapped for a while in the tree, they are suddenly freed by a crack in a stump. Chrysalis and her changelings are born. Now, on to the Crystal Empire. Though it is one of the oldest kingdoms in Equestria, a lot of its history was lost due to a certain king, but we'll get to him soon enough. The farthest knowledge back on the Crystal Empire was the Umbrum ruling over them while sucking the life out of its residents, burning homes and putting them to work in the mines and mountains nearby. A few ponies led by a young mare named Amora uncovered an item deep in the mountain known as the Crystal Heart, a gem that was able to amplify Amora's love for her fellow ponies, this giving her a purpose as a princess, allowing her to exile the Umbrum to a crystal prison hidden deep within the mountains, giving peace to the Crystal Empire. Next, the fall of Timbuktu. The kingdom of Timbuktu was a prosperous one. Under the rule of King Orion, one day out of nowhere, Chrysalis and her army attacked. While King Orion and his army were great, they were no match for their magic and trickery. During the weakest time in battle, a soldier declared a retreat into the castle. When the king took the remainder of his people into the castle, the soldier turned into Chrysalis and drained the rest of King Orion's people with the help of her army. With the role as ruler in this kingdom empty, Chrysalis took it for her own, and Queen Chrysalis was crowned. Now, on to Equestria's founding. As we all know, 3 tribes, Pony, Unicorn, and Pegasus, had to depend on each other to survive, but that didn't stop the resentment that was in every pony's heart. But during one particularly bad winter, crops got thin, causing cohabitation to stop on each side, deciding to put the blame on each tribe. Each tribe decided that they didn't need the others, so they separately went out in search of new land. Each found the perfect spot, but to the others' distaste, each tribe was once again in each other's presence. While they were fighting, they did not notice a snowstorm encroaching on them. They all took shelter in a cave and would have froze if they did not bond and become friends. They then decided that they needed to stop fighting and live together in harmony, and Equestria is born. But what would unite them? The wisest in all the land, Starswirl the Bearded, finally figured it out. They would place the ponies who embodied all 3 tribes, alicorns. In comes the great Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. They agreed to become the guardians of Equestria, and so the era of the 2 sisters began. Located in the Everfree Forest, the newly formed castle of the 2 sisters would stay until the kingdom needed them. Now, the next part of history is a bit tricky because there isn't a lot to go on, but it seems the being known as Discord came into power, drowning Equestria in chaos, turning pony against pony. This called the sisters into action, and with the elements of harmony, they were able to turn discord to stone. So, back to the Crystal Empire. A young stallion named Sombra steals the crystal heart from the Crystal Empire and turns Princess Amora into a crystal statue, shattering it and sending its pieces to the farthest reaches of Equestria. Becoming the new ruler of the Crystal Empire, Queen Sombra forced ponies into slavery. Hearing of this, Celestia and Luna rushed to the Empire's aid, banishing Sombra to the ice of the Arctic North. Traveling from a far-off land, we are introduced to Tyrek and his brother Scorpan. While Scorpan enjoyed and made friends with the ponies of this land, Tyrek only saw a power source, and so he began taking the magic of unicorns. Unsure of what to do, Scorpan went to his new friend Starswirl the Bearded. Starswirl saw the urgency and told the two sisters, who took the elements of harmonies and took Tyrek's powers and imprisoned him in Tartarus. Due to the success of the sisters, their names are known throughout the land, thanking Celestia each day for the wonderful sun and sleeping peacefully in the moonlight guarded by Luna. As time went on, Luna thought the ponies loved her sister more than her, and as time grew, her heart grew twisted and dark, turning her into Nightmare Moon. An epic battle was fought all throughout Equestria, and finally, the deeply sad Celestia saw no end in sight and decided to banish Nightmare Moon to the moon with the help of the elements of harmony. Celestia's sole rule began, starting the Celestial Years of Peace, or some call it the Celestial Era. Now, with everything at peace, the changelings could sense much love throughout Equestria, so Queen Chrysalis decided to attack another kingdom. Creating a wooden pony in the likeness of the King of Trot. Thinking it was a gift, the King of Trot let the statue into the kingdom. The Siege of Trot begins. The changelings would have succeeded if Princess Celestia hadn't come in and defeated the changelings and their queen, banishing them to the hottest volcano in Equestria. After that, it seems Celestia lived out all empires, excluding the Crystal Empire, while Equestria continued to grow. I hope you enjoyed. Part 2 will be out soon. I'm Paranoia Cloud, and this is No